Hello, my name is Kendall Blanchard. I'm a researcher at the University of Minnesota's College of Veterinary Medicine, specializing in horse genetics. Today, I'll be talking to you about an ongoing project called the Impact of Genetics and Management on Clinical Signs of Muscle Diseases in the Horse. Horses are bred to withstand strong physical demands, such as racing and pulling heavy loads. The ability to perform such rigorous tasks has encouraged selection for larger muscles. Selection has resulted in horses with enhanced muscles. However, they now also carry disease-causing alleles. Alleles are alternative forms of a gene resulting from mutations. The presence of certain alleles now coincide with different muscle diseases. Muscle diseases are associated with several clinical signs. Some include muscle twitching, tying up, which is characterized by painful muscle cramps that create stiffness and resistance to movement, muscle loss, and in severe cases, muscle disease can end up with a total loss of muscle function that can sometimes result in death of the horse. Each of these clinical signs are impacted by the muscle disease alleles and the horse's environment. The level of impact each one has on one or all clinical signs is not well known. Some muscle disease causing alleles have been validated, and here we have validation to mean three things. First, the alleles have been compared between case and control groups. This means that a group of horses diagnosed with the disease were compared to a group of horses without the disease to identify the difference in alleles. Alleles that were present in the diseased population were considered potentially disease-causing. Those alleles were then measured in different breeds and in different populations to identify whether the alleles were truly disease-causing and how often the allele presented itself in different populations. Some alleles have not been validated. This means that alleles specific to a disease group may have been identified, but they were not measured in different breeds, nor have they been measured in different populations. To address gaps in knowledge on clinical signs and muscle disease, we're gathering information on a cohort of 3,000 case and control horses. This includes getting information on their environment and their genetics. Then we'll examine how each of these will help or hurt clinical signs that case horses are experiencing. We will also examine any effects environment and genetics have on each other. Additionally, we will use this information to take the next step for muscle disease alleles requiring further validation. These alleles will include ones that are marketed for genetic testing in the horse, including polysaccharide storage myopathy type 2, or PSSM2, and myofibrillar myopathy, or MFM. We will also examine how these alleles affect clinical signs in our cohort. We are doing this using three major methods. First, we will collect information on case and control horses that are of similar age and breed located on the same property through an online survey. Then we will collect photos and videos of both horses as they move to evaluate clinical signs of muscle disease. Finally, we will collect hair roots or blood samples from the case and control horses to then genotype them for alleles associated with muscle disease. These alleles will include ones for validated muscle diseases and ones for PSSM2 and MFM. Once we have all this information, we will use each piece to analyze how they might help or worsen clinical signs experienced in case horses as they compare to control horses. Specifically, we will examine diet, training schedule, housing, gender, age, breed, and genotype of muscle disease and their impact on clinical signs. Some horses may carry alleles associated with muscle disease, but don't show clinical signs. This is known as incomplete penetrance. The levels of incomplete penetrance occurring in our cohort of horses will also be measured as they relate to clinical signs. Once the study is complete, results will be shared with owners and veterinarians. That information can then be used to help develop treatment plans best suited for the individual horse's lifestyle, as well as foster greater support for horse owners with horses afflicted with muscle disease. If you own a horse with muscle disease, find out more about how you can participate by following the link on the screen. You can also read more about the study by following the QR code to visit our study website. Thank you.